Hello, I'm Lydia Eby and welcome to Chiaroscuro. I have a new camera today, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the video quality will be better now and the sound as well. So today I'm going to do another cold read. I've already picked out the painting. It's so hard to filter through all the different things and figure out what paintings I can and cannot look at and show you guys. But I picked out a really cool portrait that I think is really, really neat. And I did happen to see the artist. It was Anthony van Dyck. But other than that, I really don't know anything about it. All right, so the rules are, for this cold read, I'm going to look at a painting for 10 minutes and try and figure out everything that I can about it. It should be a painting that I've never seen before. That is definitely true for this one, although I kind of a little bit know the artist. I don't really know anything about the painting itself. I've never seen it before. So I have 10 minutes, painting I've never seen before, see what I can figure out. You guys look too, and if you see anything that I missed or I didn't mention or you think is really cool, please leave a comment below. I want to hear what you see. So I guess this is a new thing with the, what's it called? Quarantine. There's a hashtag learn with me, so come learn with me. All right, let me get the timer up. All right, okay, ready, set, go. Go. Okay. Okay, so it's a portrait of two young men, and they look very wealthy. Their clothes are very, very beautiful. The detail is just phenomenal on the lace and the gold loopy things at the end of the one guy's pants. All right, actually, back up. Talk about the picture as a whole first. So two young men, they look to be in their late teen years, maybe early 20s, late teens, early 20s. They are standing against a kind of blank architectural scene with a pillar that the young man on the left has his elbow on, and the young man on the right is stepping onto the step where his brother, I presume, they look like they're brothers, where his brother is standing. The young man on the left is dressed in gold, a gold jerkin or tunic that has been slashed at the top, right around where his pectoral muscles are, so that his white undershirt can show through, and then he's wearing red or brownish pants. He has some sort of cape or cloak that he's wrapped around that has a red lining, gold on one side and red on the other side as well. You can only see one of his hands and really one of his boots as well. Now, this particular young man in the, let's say, red and gold, is gazing off into the distance. His hair is straight, he has bangs, kind of like my bangs. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And he's wearing a very tall white collar, lacy collar, boots with what looks like wings. So he has one hand, one arm on the pillar, and then the other looks like it's kind of tucked behind his back, and then 1 foot forward and 1 foot back as well. Now let's see, if they're brothers, then one must be older and one must be younger, and see if I can figure out which one's older and which one's younger. I am tempted to say that the one staring off into the distance is older because he's wearing gold, because he's taller, not taller, he's higher up, he's standing on the step. But it's always hard, it's hard to say, because the other gentleman, who has 1 foot on the step but has his weight on the ground floor, is wearing silver and blue. And silver, you have gold and silver, so one you would think would be higher and the other would be, the next, the older brother and the younger brother. So red and gold, blue and silver, beautiful complementary colors. But the one that's standing on the ground is actually looking at us, so it's a little bit more confrontational as well. The one in blue also has a sword. It's in a sheath, but he has a sword. He has one hand on his hip, although his torso is turned away, so we can't really see what his jerkin looks like. He does have, you can see both feet, you can see both hands really clearly, and the one hand that's on his hip has a glove on and is holding the other glove, but the glove, he has one hand on his cape cloak thingy, which again is blue lined in silver, but this cape cloak thingy and his hand on that holding it up, that hand does not have a glove on it. And I guess the other brother, his hand doesn't have a glove either, although he might be holding his gloves on his other hand. Most mysterious. But the blue brother also has spurs on his boots, and his boots look a little bit more practical, although, this is very interesting to note, he has heels on his boots. And probably the red brother does as well, we just can't see them. And this is a tradition that was started by King Louis the 16th or 14th, the Sun King in France. He was very vain and very proud of his beautiful calf muscles. So he actually invented high heels for himself to emphasize and show off his calf muscles more. So clearly it took on. So we have the high heels, we have those boots with the turned down like tops and lacy stuff. And it amazes me, one of the things that amazes me about fashion from this time period is that men were just as fancy as women. I mean, we have these beautiful colors, we have all this gold and silver, and then the luxurious blue and this deep, deep red, and then all the fancy stuff. Like I was saying before, this lace at the bottom of their breeches? I think they're called breeches when they only come to your knee like that. I'll look that up. Anyway, let's call them breeches for now. So this lace at the bottom of their breeches, or even on the side of them, you have on the red brother's pants, you have these kind of funny looking gold loops. And it looks like he has buttons or little doodads on the side as well. And then on the blue brother's pants, you have this beautiful lace. It looks like white and silver that goes up. And oh my gosh, just look at the detail on that spur. Oh, he has those funny wings too. On his boots. And the buttons on his sleeve as well, just amazing. Oh look, he has something in his pocket. Could that be the hilt of his sword? Maybe, although, hold on, let me see. Then he'll be wearing it on his right side, yes. That would be his left side. Yes, so he'd be right-handed. That is the hilt of his sword. Cool. So the hilt, pommel, and then a very fancy hilt there. And then the sword itself. The sword almost, oh my gosh, when you look at it really closely, it almost doesn't look like a sword scabbard. It blends into the background so well. But then when you zoom out, you're like, yeah, of course, that's a sword scabbard. Huh, funny. Yeah. But then also, and this is one of the things that Anthony van Dyck and all of the Dutch masters really did so beautifully, was just texture in the cloth. Rembrandt is a great example of this too, where they can go kind of like slap, slap, swish, swish with the paint, and all of a sudden it's satin, and it's beautiful. So you have satin and all this shiny, beautiful lace and these high collars. So if I were to guess at a date, I would say 1700s or 17th century, early, probably not 17th century, 1700s I would say. Yeah, those high collars, there's a very particular look. But it's been a while since I took my class on fashion, so I'm not entirely sure of the dates, but I would say 1700s. Where you had the King of England that made that kind of long, floppy, curly hair fashionable was Charles II. And he kind of kept those tall white collars, but he's also the one who made things really fancy again after Cromwell came in and, declared everything that was fun and happy against the law. So we have their pose, we talked about the clothes, the beautiful detail. So I guess my point with the pose and the poses is that the blue brother looks like he's power posing. Now this could be psychological, you know, the younger brother needs to be aggressive, blah de blah. But I don't know if Anthony Van Dyck really played those psychology games. That would be something that John Singer Sargent would do, and he did mind-bogglingly well. But I don't know if Anthony Van Dyck did that. Whereas the not taller brother, I keep saying that. I guess that shows you how much the way that you portray someone and the way that you present someone really can impress on your mind. He's not taller, he's standing on the step. The red brother, he looks more calm and collected. He still looks confident, but he doesn't look aggressive. And his hair, being straight, is much plainer than his brother's. Now, his brother might have naturally curly hair and he might have naturally straight hair, but people had hair curlers back then too, so I wouldn't be surprised if the younger brother curled his hair. Who knows though? Alright, so let's look at their faces. I might be completely wrong, but the blue brother, well, let's say he's the young, I think he is probably the younger brother, but I'm still gonna call him the blue brother. The blue brother looks like he has a Habsburg jaw. And if you don't know what that is, the Habsburgs was this dynasty in 16, 17, 1800s who married into, oh no, that's the timer, dang it. All right, quick thing about the Habsburgs. They made a thing about marrying into all these different royal families, so that at one point nearly every ruling family in Europe was related to the Habsburgs at some point. So as you might guess, they, after, you know, 100 to almost 200 years, they got to be kind of a little bit inbred. And they developed this genetic feature where they would have these really, really pronounced lower jaws that kind of stuck out. And I can never remember if that's called an underbite or an overbite. But it got to the point where with some people, they couldn't eat. And some of the last Habsburg rulers, who were actually rulers, had to be fed with a straw, which is kind of very sad for a king to be in that position, I think. Anyway, so the younger brother looks like he has this really pronounced lower jaw, but the older brother doesn't, which is interesting. I wonder if they were related to the Habsburgs. They don't look like royalty, but definitely aristocracy. So I will look at the title and I will do some research and find out. So once again, if you see anything here, let me know. I hope you're staying entertained during this quarantine, and if you want to see anything, if you want to talk about anything, let me know. And I will do my best to brighten your day or whatever it is that you need. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.